Hey y'all, we're back.
Hey guys.
It's so good to see y'all again. We got a surprise for you today. I got an email from a lady named Tanya that was telling me that her and her husband were really missing corned beef hash in the can. And so Jenny and I started working on this recipe for a while, and we have gotten what we think is the closest thing we can get to that. And it tastes pretty good. We fed it to Sister Karen, we fed it to Tammy. And did Ella eat any of it?
Nope.
No, Ella hadn't had it yet. So the people that have tried it so far really like it. So we're gonna make it for you guys today. And so Jenny's getting ready to leave my side and go get behind the camera. And we're gonna get this video done for you guys. And like I said, we're so glad to see y'all. We missed y'all. So here we go.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, y'all, so this is going to be a very interesting recipe because it took me a while to figure out how we were going to do this. This is a pound of corned beef from Publix Deli, and this, I believe this brand is Boar's Head, and I just had them slice it up because I'm going to put this in the food processor and I'm going to zhuzh it up until it gets to be not a mush, but like very, very, very small shredded. And then this is jicama, and I don't know if you guys know what jicama is or not, but I did not learn about jicama until I started eating low carb. And this is what jicama looks like. It's a big root vegetable, and it comes in this size, and then believe it or not, this is all just one jicama plant. And the secret to working with jicama is you have to cut both of the ends off of it before you peel it. And this end is really hard, and so you got to be careful when you're cutting into this and cutting it off, because it's hard, almost like a butternut squash. And you want to get this part off, and then you want to get this part off. This side of it is not as hard underneath, and you don't have to go in as far to get rid of the hard part. But then once you get that cut up, you just peel the rest of the peeling off, and you end up with these beautiful pieces like this that I've diced up. And so the ratio, let me set these off to the side, guys, so y'all can see what I'm doing. I'll be right back here. The ratio for this particular recipe is equal parts of jicama to your corned beef. And so I'm gonna zhuzh up the corned beef, and then I'm gonna put the jicama in the food processor and also zhuzh it up until it's like, kind of like the consistency of the frozen tater tots that we used to eat. If you break one of those open, about that size is how small I'm gonna zhuzh these up, and you'll see it when we put it in the pan. But the only thing we're gonna need for this recipe is your corned beef, the jicama. I've got 1/4 cup of beef broth in here and 1/4 cup of water in here as well. And we're gonna add that and simmer it and let it soften up the beef a little bit. And then we're gonna add the jicama in there and cook it. I've also got my spices over by the stove that I'll show you guys when we're cooking it. And this is super easy, super fast, and also low carb. Like 1 cup of this mixture, when we get through, you've only got 4 net carbs. I believe it's 4. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's like 4 net carbs. It's not high. But I'll have all that at the bottom of the description like I always do for you guys with the recipe. So let me get this stuff zhuzhed up in the food processor, and then Jenny will follow me over to the stove and you guys can see the next step. All right, y'all, so I've got this corned beef zhuzhed up, and I'm gonna let Jenny come in and kind of do a close-up for you so you can see how the food processor ground it up for me. And what we're gonna do here is I'm going to put about probably 2 tablespoons of butter in here, and then about a tablespoon of avocado oil, because we need the heat resistance from the avocado oil to keep our butter from burning, and we need the butter for the flavor on this dish. So put that in there, and then I've got my, well, I said avocado oil, but I forgot, well, avocado, I have both of them out here. We're going avocado, y'all. I like the avocado oil in this dish because it doesn't have really any kind of flavor, and the olive oil does because it's extra virgin. So, y'all, I have to get it in a minute. So I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of oil in here with this, And then we're just gonna put the beef in the pan here. Oh, y'all, I didn't turn my stove on or anything yet. I'm glad y'all love me, because I sure do make mistakes sometimes. So I'm gonna put the corned beef in the skillet here, and I've got the heat set up on medium. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put the beef in the pan, and then we're gonna add our beef broth in the water mixture. And what that's gonna do is help soften the beef up a little bit, because you know the beef that comes out of the can is cooked in the can after they've already cooked the beef. So this is not going to get that soft, but it's going to get close to it. And I haven't tried cooking it longer than this, so I don't know what would happen if you just cooked the daylights out of it. But anyway, let me get over here and get my lid. And also, I like to season it here. Now, I don't put much salt in it right now at all, just a little bit, because the corned beef is really salty to start with. But I do add some pepper, and I add some garlic, and I add some onion powder. And this, I don't measure this, y'all, because this is one of those dishes where, you know, you've heard that saying, just season until you hear the spirits of your ancestors say that's enough. That's kind of how I handle this dish. And it's also got to do with the sweetness of the jicama that you're using. And some of them are a little sweeter than others, so they need a little more salt. So we're just going to go from there. And I'll probably go back in and season some more after I add the jicama. But we're going to cover this up, and we're going to let it cook for about 15 or 20 minutes. And I'll stir it a couple of times while it's cooking, and then we'll be back when it's ready to add the jicama in. Okay, y'all, so this has been cooking for about 15 minutes, and most of the liquid is cooked off of it, and Jenny can come get a close-up shot for you here. And this is what we're looking for in the pan when you cook it. And if you're one of those people that like really, really crispy corned beef hash, you can get this to that point. I just haven't cooked it today for time constraints, but you can definitely keep cooking it until it does that. And then we're just going to add this jicama in. And I forgot to tell y'all while we were doing the other thing that sometimes when you get the jicama zhuzhed up, you're going to notice that there's a good bit of liquid in there. And so you want to do the jicama just like we do squash and zucchini sometimes, where you squeeze the liquid out of it. You don't have to get it bone dry, but if it's got a lot of liquid, you want to get some of that out. So that you can get a good consistency with your hash and everything. So once you get it all stirred together, it's going to kind of look like this. And right now, it looks like there's more jicama than beef, but there's not. The jicama is going to shrink down some as it cooks. And so when we get through here, it's going to look like corned beef hash. Because it is, it's just with jicama and not potatoes. So this is kind of the ratio that you're looking for here. Oh, I made a mess. Y'all, I'm dropping and spilling everywhere I go today. Alright. So now I'm going to cover it up again, and we're going to cook it for about 10 more minutes. And stir it up. And then Jeannie and I like it kind of not completely mushy. But if you want to keep cooking it for 20-25 minutes, it'll get mushier as you go. So it's just really a taste preference. So as you're cooking it, just test as you go, and when it gets to the level that you like, then that's when we take it off the stove and eat it. So we'll be back in just a few minutes when this is ready. Alright, you guys, so this is the finished deal here. This is the way, like I said, Jenny and I like to eat it. You can see we're getting starting to get a little bit of the crispy stuff on the bottom, and you can continue cooking yours to get that. You can add more fat to it if you want to. Just all depends on what tastes good to you. But this is how Jenny and I like it. So I'm going to pull it off now and put some in my bowl. And then we'll do a little taste test. And I am going to make some spinach to go with mine. And Jenny's going to take hers home, and she's going to make scorched green beans with hers tonight. So let's get over here and do a little taste test. And like I said, y'all, this jicama, there's nothing that's ever going to taste exactly like a potato. Where you going, my tea? Didn't take my tea, try to clear the shot, y'all. This is my tea. But there's nothing that's ever going to taste like a potato, but jicama and kohlrabi are the two closest things I've found. I may even try this with radishes because I have had success using radishes in stews and things. But if we do that, I'll let you know. But we're going to give this a little taste test right now. It's hot as fire, y'all. It's hot as fire. It's going to be good, though. And I was going to tell you, too, if you want to make it extra rich, when you serve it up, if you want to put a little pat of butter on it, if you hadn't added a bunch in the pan, that makes it nice, too. Especially if you got, like, Kerrygold or something. All right, here we go. Y'all, I'm not kidding. Woo, yeah. If you like corned beef, I think you're really going to like this. And Tanya, thank you so much for asking me to make this. Hold on, y'all. Thank you. I really do think if you like corned beef hash that you're going to like this. It does not taste like the can. Macy's in there pushing her treat button. She wants some. And yes, it is dog friendly, just so y'all know. But if you like corned beef hash, I do think you're going to really like this. Jenny and I both love it. And Sister Karen loved it. So you guys try it. Let me know what you think. And it makes a big pot. As you can see, it makes a lot of servings. So I'll have all the macros and everything below in the recipe like I always do. And so y'all give it a try. And please let me know if you try it. Because sometimes I wonder if I'm cooking, if anybody's making anything that I put out here. And I really appreciate it when y'all come back and tell me you tried it and you liked it or you tried it and it needs this, that, or the other thing. So anyway, this is corned beef hash, diabetic friendly, and me and Jenny style. And we love you, we love you, we love you, and we will talk to you soon. Y'all have a great week. Bye-bye.